Namaskaram. Welcome to Pavitharam, the legacy of the future. Today we have the wonderful excitement for you to share. Now, as we all know, at present time, everybody is talking about COVID-19, right? But I want to focus something on the other side of it because most of the time we might have heard from other people saying that a lot of different news and everything. But I would like to focus on one thing called is COVID-19 is helping or hurting. But let's focus on the bright side, the positive side of it. First of all, the first things first. Thank God for all the first responders, like people like doctors, people like delivery people, police and ambulance and public transport, city workers, delivery, many people out there who is helping out there. We really appreciate their help and support and service they provide. And also thank God for the technology that we have today's world, where we are physically we are quarantined, but by digitally we are well connected, mentally we are well connected. So we have opportunity to work. For some people are fortunate enough to work, and for some people able to connect with the people, family, friends all over the world. And also definitely there will be something better going to come out of this. Hope for the future is ours, because human beings have a capability of always rising from the difficulties and make it success, make it other thing. We know that God has given all the capabilities to us, and it is going to happen, and a lot of great things are going to come. So, but we'll talk about a little bit on the what it is helping us and where we can see the future. Now, it also did some disruption for us. Like some people lost their lives, people who lost their loved ones are stressed out, or people who lost their jobs, probably they lost income and situations like that. And many business have been interrupted. It could be scaled down or completely closed for temporarily. So we know the disruption is there, but let's focus on the bright side of it. And the positive side, we have something called refresh, reboot, and relief, then reflect, revive, and reinvent. Okay, so I'll talk about a little bit of all this. For example, relief. Now, thank God we don't have to drive anymore for the work. You're working from home, saving the driving time, the commute time, and also what you're doing is no traffic jams, no tension, no stress. Probably most of us cut down on our shopping, so the shopping expense have come down. Probably our credit cards are not coming with a lot of huge bills, because they say the impulse buying is about 10 to 12%. Now, forget about impulse buying, there is no buying at all. So that's another probably is positive side of it. People who are spending a lot of money, right? And we have get to spend time with the family and kids. Everybody was on the go, on the go, on the go. Busy. Now, thank God, we are slowing down our life a little bit and thinking and reflecting back what we can do. You know? And probably the crime rates might come down. People are have time to talk to other people. So some of the few things, right? And probably most people I believe they are eating healthy because the choices they're making and the time they have to cook. Not only that, what COVID-19 is doing us is helping us forcing back to go back to the basics. The very basic thing is hygiene. So as a human beings, we need hygiene. And when we are growing up, we all been educated and guided and forced towards doing certain hygiene practices. But along the way, we forgot. I do not know why. And when I went to the CDC website, Center for Disease Controls and the website, they say they're recommending few basic things. They are like, wash your hands oftenly, right? Wash your hands, then Cover your mouth when you are sneezing and when you are around people. Then disinfect and stay away from them. These are the common practices we are supposed to do anyway, whether there is a virus, no virus, because this is important for us. But along the way, we forgot it. Some people think, oh, why you have to do that? But now everybody is being forced. The virus does not have to come to us to become to do the right things. Not only this, I have few other things actually. You know, this of course do the file the same thing version of CDC, which is actually rightly put it for a few days by Google. And also, I really appreciate that every day they are taking time and putting thank you to all the different kinds of people who are out there and serving at the Google website. And the other thing I want to say is about the eating habits, the eating practices, the eating practices people have. It is really we need to improve upon for the hygienic purpose. For example, when you go to a buffet, when you go to a cafeteria, when you go to store somewhere, pick it up foods, people go there and stand right there at the place where the food is being served and start eating or start tasting, and also lick their fingers and then touch other things. What is not any man, right? Not an hygienic way of doing things. Same thing even when you go to party, people take a cake and they start licking it with your fingers and you touch everything. So what you're doing is you're passing on germs. And like when we talk about it, somebody, no, it's all okay. But this is not the way. We got to stick to our basics. When you stick to your basics, always it pays off big time, because basics are something like principles. It works. We got to focus on. Even if I go to, sometimes I notice at the stores, people start picking up grapes or strawberries or small food, and they start picking up and eating. Not only they are hygienic for other people, but it's not good for them too, because we got to wash your fruits and vegetables before you start eating actually, right? So, right, then even I see some nuts and things like that, people start eating there. So then the reboot part, the nature is getting definitely better and regenerating itself. I know, for example, in Italy, we never see the swans coming into a canal where people are, because everywhere the tourists are there busy and busy and busy. Because of that, now the swans are coming. In India now, you see the people might joke around, oh, cows and all that, but actually a lot of deers are sleeping on the road because no vehicles. And in Singapore, they saw the, on the riverside, main busy main street, animals. Then in Chicago, the penguins are actually going around the aquarium inside, but the only difference is no friends, no people, no human beings are fun. They are having fun. And also, an airport is in an Israel airport. Geese are crossing the runway happily, no worry about fly an airplane is coming and going to run over them. There are many things like this. So, and also even every day, whenever the warm days are there on the weekends, my habit is to wake up early and go around the house and walk on the wet lawn and observe the nature and enjoy the things. But nowadays, when I go out, actually, I see more birds chirping than ever before. In fact, this past week, we had a turkey coming in our backyard. I never saw the turkey in the backyard. So the nature is definitely getting better. The pollution is coming down. It's rebooting. I'm sure this could be one of the positive things that's happening. And the other thing I want to do is reflecting back to our roots, because whenever we follow our the cultural culture and the values that has been taught by our ancestors, which is coming from a long time, if you practice, they are helping in two ways. One is either it could be healthy or it can make you wealthy. Like growing up, we have few habits that we have picked up. We have many, but I just put here a few things. Like for example, no shoes inside the home. Now I see some people coming in and walking around the house. When people come to our home, when we explain them, they used to be a little bit confused, and there was a little bit uneasiness, I can say. But when I talked to a wise man, he said, Srinivas, it's a good idea. Just put a sample there at the near at the front end, front door. Put a mat or a box and put a couple of shoes there as a sample or a demonstration. So when other people come, they understand that, oh, we do need to leave the shoes here, because why you want to get the and go with your shoes all around the house, because it is dirty. We went around all the places, right? The same thing. The other habit is we cultivated is drinking water before you having tea or coffee. Now, many people agitate this drinking water itself, but if you take later, when I grew up, I understood the reason my parents was enforcing us to drink water before tea or coffee is because coffee or tea has a caffeine, which helps us to dehydrate a little bit. So when you drink water, it's compensating, so the dehydration part is less. Then also every seasonal, when we are growing up in the kids, we used to have a seasonal during seasonal change an immune booster. My grandmother used to go, and we had a big backyard where we have lots of wild plants, flowers, and things like that. She used to pick up based on the season certain flowers, certain leaves, bring them and add with some other spices and also ginger, black pepper, and make everything as a juice, and they used to feed each kid, and we never had problem of any kind of allergies or any kind of issues while growing up, right? Then the other thing we have practiced is take bath before you cook or eat in the morning, because when you sleep all night and you without you being cleansing yourself body, and you come and eat or start doing things, it's not good. It's hygienic, right? Then the other thing also, work is worship. First thing my parents and most of the people teach us is good, do the work, do your duty, that is important. It's like a god, it's like a prayer. First you do it, because when you are disciplined, then you will accomplish a lot more things in your life, and you have either you can play now and pay later, or pay now, play later. So whichever you choose, right? And respecting other people as a human being, that's also another one of the always good value my parents taught. It's all principles. So, but nowadays, some of these things we talk, people think it's a cute thing, or hey, that's a too old. No, these are all the good things and values or culture that we have practiced, and it's good to use it. And a coronavirus or some pandemic should not force us to do these kind of things. I can see now people are becoming very patient because they're working from home and relax, and they're even taking time to listen to other people and respecting other people, help going out of the way to help people, right? So this has to be our usual practice. And last, I would encourage you, we have to pray. We always pray, first thing in the morning and last thing in the morning, and whenever we go out or do anything, we start with prayer, because when you do that, it gives you peace of mind and confidence, the unknown power behind you backing up you. Okay. Then some of the other cultural things also I would like to talk is, especially in India, when we are celebrating any kind of festival or big celebrations, or especially things like wedding, they always used to use these two leaves, huge everywhere. They used to put these leaves, like for example mango leaves, and the other one is we call pala leaves. That's in my language, the Telugu language, but in English it is a sapote family. Okay, these two plants leaves has a very special qualities, like they are antibacterial, antiseptic, and also they absorb excess carbon dioxide. These leaves, when you cut from the tree for next 24 hours, still they breathe. That's a special quality of these trees. Okay, and we used to use a lot on this canopy, and to keep it cool and all that, because these are the things we always use it. But nowadays, we are switching to modern, cutting down these things. So when a lot of people are coming, you have this, and a immune booster indirectly, and also a fresh air is being come, because it takes the carbon dioxide and giving you the oxygen because of their breathing. So the final thing is revive or reinvent. I'm sure pretty much definitely from this pandemic and all these kind of difficulty times, we will definitely rise above everything and come up with a lot of great things, like new innovations and new companies are going to emerge for sure. Every time there was a situation or a recession in the past, it has been done in 2008 and 2010. There are a lot of companies like a Square, the payment company came up, probably Uber, things like that. A lot of companies came, about 10 or 12 companies came. I'm sure something is being working now in the background. They are going to emerge. And probably remote work or remote education might become a new way of things, new way of style, new working style. Because, and or it could be hybrid working, partially you work from home, partially you work at office, things might, because these things will definitely help save a lot of money for the companies too. On a real estate, we do not know what is the whole new paradigm is going to shift and how things work. And this all brings definitely new economy and much more things, many more things happen. So the reason for me to do this video is, yes, we are started making some changes in hygiene and habits and praying, new innovation and all that. I want to urge you, request you, that these are the things, changes are not just for this period. Let's carry this over to all these good changes, or the discipline, the work ethic, and the praying, or the cultural values, whatever that we started changing, implementing in our life. Let's take it to the future. Now, tomorrow onwards, I can start practicing even when we come back to the normal lifestyle. Let's practice some of these things. Have an enriched life. That's my goal of pointing out toward the positive or the better things of this pandemic outcome. And I know now most of us feel like this. We are inside and all around the nature and the animals, everybody's enjoying. But let's count on once again our blessings, the gratitude. Let's focus on the gratitude. What best things we have. Like we have, especially we are eating fresh meal probably, or freshly cooked or home cooked food, because most of the restaurants and takeouts are not available now. Or you might be able to spend more time, or maybe you may be able to sleep a little bit more. Focus on a lot of things, what is good for you, what better things. Especially last few weeks, I started writing my gratitude journal. Every day I'm writing 5 or 6 things of what are I'm grateful. Thank God I have a job, thank God I have a great family, thank God I have a good health, thank God I have my parents and my friends and my family, everybody is doing well and they're healthy. And also I'm praying for whole world. And in next slide, I'll share the prayer which I learned during my meditations. But this is my always my motto of life: in all things give thanks, thank God. Let's pray for all together, for better tomorrow. So this is the prayer which I learned during my Vipassana meditation, and I'm going to put this details about the meditation website and all that in the more comment and details in the about section of the my video. But let's pray. This is the prayer I like because it covers about myself, about you, about others, family, parents, and the teacher, guru, and the earth, the sun, the water, sky, everything it covers. This is a shortened version, and I do this prayer in my own language every day. And I used to do once in a while in the past, but now I'm doing multiple times every day, because we need this world need prayers. The prayers are the best way of getting out of the situation and difficulties, growing out of the difficulties. Okay, so this prayer says is, maybe you bless, maybe all be blessed, may be the master blessed, may be the one who gave birth to me be blessed, may be the one for the father who took care of me, all needs be blessed. May all the sufferings ones be blessed. May all the beings in water, on earth, in the sky be blessed. May Dharma abide in each and every atom of the earth. May you be blessed. May I be blessed. May all be blessed. Sabka Mangal Ho. Let's pray for everybody. Let's make this world a better place and improve the nature, improve our culture, practice into our culture. I would encourage each one of you go back and see what some of the good things, exciting things you are doing, the right things you are doing when you are growing up, and start implementing those things and let enrich our life and take it to the next level and make it happen. And with that, we really wish you all the best and looking forward a bright, great future. And with that, we are done with this video. Hope you enjoyed listening and watching, and some of the it will help you to think inside of you. And maybe if even if you implement one thing which we talked about here and make your life a difference, hey, that's worth for us doing this video and being this a prayer and all that. Let's make this video as a viral video and promote it everybody, encourage everybody to watch and do it. And please like us, share us, and subscribe to Pavitharam video, because that's a way it will help us to make more and more videos. We are getting better on the technology and getting better on the professionally doing, and I have 3 or 4 more videos in the pipeline. So subscribe it so that you will get it soon. And with that, we are done. Once again, namaskaram, Pavitharam.